Welcome back again to another video that you guys should expect and thinking about. So guys, in today's video I'm going to be talking about another package, which is study nursing in this country, and you can actually work and study legally. It's actually part of your visa status. Visa status. You guys know, contrary to my previous packages that I suppose study on low budget, that you can't actually work in that country, in those countries, because you are actually restricted. But this particular country, you can actually work and study. And that's not the only thing. The most interesting part about this whole package, you guys see all the immigration rules that is going on here and there, right? Anytime I want to bring any package, one of the things I check out, in fact the first thing I check is the visa requirements, and Nigerians eligible, the processing, and all of those things, because it does not make sense doing all of this, taking your money, and you're unable to get visa, right? I people know that me, I don't come cheap. So just avoid me just charging you and then visa stage and this thing. As a matter of fact, you know, there's some agents that you've been doing this thing in the past, like they'll be like, oh, a country so work permit is available. I'll just see the video and pass, because I know that those people, they're not gonna give visa. It's easy for you to get the permit. The problem is actually you getting visa. And people see that I don't post stuffs like that, because I know the reality. Because for me, before I post any package, the most reality for me is the visa part of it. It's not about getting admission or visa and So checking all that, ticking all that boxes, and checking the visa requirements. As at when I'm making this video, because as it stands right now, with the way immigration is going, you cannot forward Sawyer for any country immigration again. At least as at when I'm making this video, the visa is still going for Nigerians very well. At least for now that I'm making this video, Nigerians have not messed up the country. They have in the past, but somehow I feel like they've resolved it. So things are kind of back to normal now, at least for now. Because anything immigration now, can your mama feel for now, for now. Because I don't used to put chests and say for now. And the good thing about this visa, just like I said, and you can see from the title, is automatic visa. It's more like automatic. In as much as I said automatic, it does not mean that you just sleep in your house and just wake up to visa. But what I mean like automatic is in the sense that this type of visa is actually your school that is kind of doing the processing for you. It's not as if it's your school. But for example, like Netherlands, right? If you're applying to Netherlands, you know, it's not you that you start the visa application process. Is your school. Whereas there are some countries that now you go start the visa application process, e.g. UK. So different countries, so that's why I said automatic. So when you're actually moving to a country that is your school that will start the application process for you, you can see that in that way your visa denial chances are extremely very low, very low, right? All things being equal, but I don't want to say 100% visa, but all things being equal, for your school to check, because the thing is, before the school starts your visa application process, they would have been sure that you actually cut across all those requirements and all of those things. So even if they deny your visa eventually, let me say, that means that's something that you did, right? But from the research I made and everything, the visa is kind of, I don't like to say 100%, because anything can happen. And in packages that I charge money, I am always careful with the words that I use, just in case is it to play by this video and be like, so I don't like to give 100%, because life can happen, anything can happen. It can even be the client's fault, it can be anything, right? So but then I try my best to make research and bring to you guys packages that I know that they will not easily bounce back, all things being equal. If there's no change in immigration policy, or there is no banning of Nigerians, or there is no anything, all things being equal, I feel like it's straightforward. So in this particular country, you can actually study nursing. There are actually some universities that I saw, right? And you guys know that because I'm actually in this space, and I used to tell my clients when they apply for their nursing, I did tell them country website, made them target and everything. So the plan is, because another thing I used to say is, when you want to study a course like nursing, medicine, or all these professional qualifications that require experience, you should try and study it in a country that you do not have to go back to Nigeria. You can stay back, get your experience. If you want to stay back in that country, stay back. If you want to go. And did I not tell you that in this country there are a lot of Nigerians there? There are a lot of Nigerians that they've sat down. They are living their life like they're living like normal country. Did I also mention that the country is actually an English speaking country? Yes, it's an English speaking country. But in as much as I say a particular country is an English speaking country, it does not mean that they don't have their own native language. So they have their own native languages, right? And there might be chances that in your school curriculum you might actually offer the native language. There are some schools that I've seen that they offer only the native language to their local students, whereas there are some that they offer it to international students. So it's there everywhere in our country. Just like in Nigeria, if you study in Nigeria, right, you did Yoruba or not, I offered Yoruba language. So whereas in Igbo land, everybody offers Igbo. So imagine if an Igbo person moves from the east to come to west, maybe like Ibadan, to come and write work. Of course, you will do you. They don't care where you are from. You offer that Yoruba language to make your 9 courses. But now I feel like work is more flexible. You can choose. But then they'll be like, you have to pick 1 language, 5 science courses. You know, all of those things. So the fact that they teach you their language does not mean that. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Relate it to it. Like, they'll still teach you a bit of their language. And most curriculum that I check, this is for you guys to know the extent of research that I made, right? Most curriculum that I check, I know these countries, they put their curriculum on their website, right? The ones that I check, the language courses, past 1 semester. I've not seen the one that is more than 1 semester. Worst case scenario, 2 semesters. So that's for you to know that the language is just like basic how did they say it? May not be like, say, just like in Nigerian university, for those of you that actually studied in Nigeria, there are some courses that be like, complete credit hours, something like that. And for example, in Nigeria, Ministry of Education, they now make courses like entrepreneurship, civic education compulsory. You guys know. So that's the way that they kind of make it compulsory, but it's not as if is one sharp pass it. Like that. So like I said, is an English speaking country. You speak English. And another good thing about this country is there are a lot of tourists there are a lot of expatriates, there are a lot of people coming into this country, and that's because this country, another thing is, this country is kind of close to, for people that they are very, I don't know, you guys know, I used to say in my channel, any packages I come and talk about, or when I'm making my research, my brain is always open to one thing: autonomy side, making money, business, and all of those things. So if you are this person that you have this entrepreneur spirit that you can also and everything, when you get to this country, when you check your surroundings, there are a lot of things that you can do when your brain open. But if your brain do not open, just focus on the one that you need to go and do. Legal distance, right? So me just checking the things that somebody can do, like set up, right, is just from my own perspective, because that's the type of person I am. If I choose any country, if I come and talk about any country, I look at the business side of it, like just in case you want to be self-employed or just want to have something this thing. So for people that are sharp, when you look around you, when you get to that country, you will see. And if you cannot see, So what other thing do you have to know about this country? So like I said, there are a lot of universities that actually offer nursing in this country. And another thing is, you can actually stay back and work in this country. And they have a particular visa for postgraduate visa, just like the other countries. They will give you, then after you search for a job. Of course, a course like nursing, it's not the one that you'll be using eternity to look for a job, you understand? But just in case, for you to know, you have a visa for you to stay back. As at when I am making this video, not like next year, they should change. You should come and say, Shebi, you said, as at when I am making this video, So you can actually stay back, right? And since they actually speak English, since it's actually an English speaking country, right? So it's easy for you to integrate. You don't have to go through all that stress of learning language. Well, depending on where you want to work, if you intend to work in all those local villages, you might have to learn the language or this thing like that. But basic English, everybody there understands English. But regardless of the English country that you go, even Ghana, even this thing, there are some people that they are still very fluent in their local language. What I'm just trying to say is there's no 100% English language country. Even in the UK, we have people like the way they sound, like the Scottish people from England, and people for this. When they speak English to you, you will say, eh? So that one is their own language, in as much as it's English language. So it's their own accent, English language accent. So what I'm trying to say is you have understood. So we have 100%, even Australia, New Zealand. Are you aware that despite New Zealand is an 100% English speaking country, they have their own language? You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's not the typical language country that we know about. Like, for example, you know there are some countries that you mention. When you just mention it to be a language country, for example, Lithuania, that's a language country. If you mention Germany, that's a language country. In as much as we still have, that's a language country. The language is more predominant. That's the word. So what I'm trying to say is English is more predominant in this particular country. So for those of you that you don't want to learn languages at all, this could be a very good option for you. Then what else does it, right? Yeah, does it. So for this country, like I told you, if you find a country that does not allow you to work and study, the tuition fee is always very affordable. But the ones that say you should work and study, their tuition fee can be quite small. So the tuition fee for this one actually varies. So I was able to check for the cheapest school, checking their infrastructure, the things that they have, and all of those things. And to actually cut across requirements for, I should check all those things, right? So I was able to get three universities actually. But that third one, I don't know their problem. You send them message, they'll be replying after 57 days. I don't know. So it's 3 schools, but me, I'm counting that as 2 schools because me, I don't do all these schools that it's taking them like forever to actually give a response to this thing. I don't have. I know when I'm making my research, I make my research anonymously, right? So that you will know the true behavior of the school. And from there, you will know whether the school gets sense. Nobody say, you know that, oh, you have a YouTube channel, let's do good things so that you can bring students for them. Then you bring students, they start behaving like interview, that kind of thing, right? So I was able to get the one that I feel like is most recommended and this thing like that. So their tuition fee varies, is from 4,500 USD, 4,000 USD upwards. The first one is like 4,000 USD. The second one is 4,500 USD. Then the third one is like 5,500 USD. So what's the difference between all the schools? That one of 4,000 USD, I actually went online to go and read reviews about them. You guys, this is for you to know, guys, the level of research I used to go for each of my packages. So I started selecting the school not have the other. I was reading reviews about them because I don't want a situation where I will do a package for you, the student will get there, then they will start shipping for me. I don't want that. So in as much as I'm not a witch to know everything that is going to happen, but at least I should know that I tried my best to check these things. Normally if you get there, you just find some things that I did not mention or this, but at least I know say 98%, I tried my best to check everything that I know say normal human being will check. So any other one that you find, that will be the subjective part of it, like you viewing that country from your own opinion or viewing that school from your own opinion. Me, I've checked the one that I feel like these things are great enough for you to, you understand? So that one of 4,000, I checked the school. I did not like the school reviews. I'm looking at it, I don't like the school reviews. So that's my least recommended. But the school is very cheap, 4,000 USD. So you can go there if you like it too. People now will not lie for you. That 4,000 USD, you may like a review one. that 4,500 too, right? So the ones that the reviews are still interesting, that okay, it's still fair. See, another thing I'm going to tell you is, one thing I've noticed is there is no single school in this entire world that has 100% review. If you have 100%, just know that something is fishy. You still have one or two bad cons, and most times when you check all those reviews, it could be from students that maybe they did something in the school was harsh on them, or they did not pass their course, they threw them out of school, or they just have their own personal experience with the school or anything like that. So this video is not in any way to actually invalidate anybody's feeling. If you went to a school and this is how you felt about the school, your feelings are valid, because I'm not there, I'm not in your shoe. Now you know how the thing they do you, now you know how your feelings take do you understand? But then I actually just went through all the reviews and then just picked the one that I feel like, okay, still generic, and knowing that there is no school that can be 100% reviews, no school can be 5.0 reviews. There will still be one person that will still say this thing. Even me, if you ask people about me, you still say somebody that will still say something about me, right? So as long as it's not this chronic reviews like she took her money, she did not do the job, you know, that kind of thing, that one are chronic, that one are harm robbery. I mean, not like you say I sent her a message, she did not respond. That one is poor customer service, right? But saying something like, her fee is too high, that one a good review to me. As long as I offer your service, I don't run away with your money, it not concern me, my fee is high. She still they charge, now good review to me. So this was what I actually applied to that school, using to check the review, that which ones are generic, that which ones that I feel like, okay, is like a quality to them, but students might not find it. So I saw one school that was like, they like to give them assignments too much. I saw one that was like, they will say they have class practical by 8 o'clock, then the practical will be by 9 or this. My mom was, this one has small issue now. She don't buy one in 9. Why they do the 8 and they don't have it? Why they do the 9? You know all those curriculum shifts, yeah. I mean this thing, like, it could be because of any distance. Then somebody now mentioned that there is one that I saw again saying that they always used to imagine that they are forcing everybody to come for presentation or conference, and that person left a very bad review. But when I read it, as somebody that have experienced school before, the school I was before, if you don't attend conference or if you don't come for all this generic class, if they mark you absent, you are going to rework that class. So do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? So looking at that person, that student, the student is like, he or she does not like how the school is forcing them to come for presentation or come for class. Not if class, there was this social group that they are doing, all these school stuff they used to do, all those association. I think it's an association thing. That is it by force to come for association, that if you don't come for association, they're going to mark you absent, and that one is going to affect your general exam, something like that, right? So that means that school wants you to take every activity of the school serious. But me looking at it, right, it's not a bad review academically. It's not as if it's detrimental to a school student's life or this thing. But then for other schools, right, when I read their reviews, they were like, they don't care about their students, that even if you are sick, they don't clinical. So seeing that, I was like, no, I don't have anything to do with this school. Any empathy, right? So I still prefer to work with the school that students are complaining about the academic, they are too serious, or they are shifting timetables, right? And then in as much as me, I'm not a fan of shifting timetable. If you tell me we have class by 8, let it be it. I have other things to do, right? I was not trying to make research that waiting they make when they shift on our timetable, waiting happen. Why is not as if we are in Africa, right? So when I actually check, I actually find out that this shifting of timetable is actually because of the hospital that they use. There are some schools, they have their own hospital. So sometimes when they want to bring intern to come and do internship, maybe they have an emergency in the hospital or this thing like that. So that could cause like a clash, right? And especially all these universities that maybe they are using one same hospital for intern in that area. For example, in UTH now, I know say UI they use UTH. Lee City too, they use UTH. I don't know of any other school that is using, but just in case. So let's imagine if they want to do intern and they'll be like, okay, is 8 o'clock, the consultant will be around. And another thing, it could be the consultant that even cancelled, or the senior nurse, or because when you go and do intern in the hospital, they will not just dash you patient and say, oh, yeah, be shocking the patient. Somebody has to take you, somebody has to guide you guys. So it could be the person that actually cancelled. The ones that do not cancel, that they don't even stay. I've been in a situation whereby while studying medicine, they just put us in the dissection room. There was no even teacher to come and stay with us. They say should be identifying the distance of in the body alone. Where we will identify it ourselves. There was nobody there. Sometimes they'll be like, okay, lecturer will come and stay with us. Titi Tafima Pari will not see any leg. It's just us. So I just use from that point of view that being content that they do not want to leave you guys to yourself. Somebody has to supervise you guys. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? In checking the reviews, that okay, these reviews are they normal common sense reviews, or life-threatening reviews, or what's that word? Quality, academic quality reviews, right? That 4,000 Honda, I said I don't like it. The people are just saying they just carry building. They don't have quality teachers, quality clinic. But you see that. That's why I respect myself. We don't do anything that is not quality here. But the thing is, when I check the school, when I check their license, they are registered with the Board of Nursing of that country. When I check their license in APRA, that's why people to know the level of research that I go. I check almost every country that I can, right? When I check their license in APRA, the school is there. But then the students are saying they just have infrastructure or anything. So that's why I said, sometimes these views can be subjective if they feel a certain way or this, but then I'll still not try to invalidate any student's feeling. If a student has visited the school and saying they don't have infrastructure, that they do not teach them the way they want, who am I that is not in the country come and say you are lying, that you don't know what you are saying? So that's just me saying. So that 4,000 is list of my recommended because of the reviews. I actually read about them. So the ones that I feel like is that fair, is still fair, is the one that actually has a university hospital on its own. It has its own hospital. It's more like it's the hospital that actually opened its own school. So that way you do internship in that hospital. And sometimes some university students come and do internship in that school. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And that their hospital is very big. Like the hospital has really made a name in that particular country. So even if you say, this is school I'm going to, they'll be like, wow, something like that, you understand? So I feel like that's why the school is very expensive. But the thing is, when I actually checked APRA, when I check other license exam for the equivalency of that particular university, I was really so disappointed, because according to APRA, Austria qualification, right, the BSc degree from that school to their level, they see it as diploma. But the one that I'm saying that they say they have quality problem, going to that school, APRA sees it as BSc. If it's a confusion to what okay, which one are we gonna follow? So, and we all know how Australia is when it comes to their recognition of their certificates, say all those kind of things. You know how they have, they scrutinize things. So I'm not like, okay, if Australia does not see this school worthy, or this Australia for them to award that, okay, they recognize the bachelor's degree in this school. So how come? So I'm now thinking that maybe there is nobody that's graduated from that particular hospital / school that has actually tried Australia. So maybe that's why, maybe they've not assessed their qualification yet. But you know, when it comes to all this migrating qualifications, I don't like to take chances. So that's why I'm just telling you everything inside this video. The level of research that I made. So depending on the one that you want and listen. But left to me, depending on your future plan, depending on your future goal. But if you're moving to a country like Australia, USA, they don't care. As long as your school has their license boarding exam, this thing finish. It's Australia that used to need all those extra requirements. This thing. But if you feel like, oh, you might find yourself in Australia, or you might find yourself in USA, that means you cannot go to that big one. So depending on your future plan, depending on your future goals, and if you decide to go for that one of 4,000 USD that has low reviews, anything that happens, you might wait. I should then miss That's why I used to make videos, and I don't used to delete my videos to say it, because the barry message for time. So I say everything now is not left to you to now choose the one that you want. Okay. So for me to tell you the name of this country, I'll charge you 1 million naira. For me to tell you the name of the school, give you the names of the school that I shortlist according to maybe the reviews that I feel like I'm satisfied with. To assist you with the admission process, I charge 500k. To assist you with the visa process, I charge another 500k. That's how much. Right? So in as much as I said your school is going to be doing everything, right? All those documentation that they will ask you, get this, write this, and bring this. Okay, you understand? Because normal Nigerian factor, we still apply. There was even somebody I was even negotiating for, right? They were like, they need IELTS, English proficiency. I was like, we're from a country from Nigeria. They were like, the visa actually request for it. I was like, is there any other alternative that we can use, right? So they now told me to do something for the client, you understand? So that's one of my job as a visa agent, as intermediary, to actually negotiate with you in case they ask you anything that you feel like this thing. And there was another client too that they were even asking for A levels, checking their all A levels and O levels from Nigeria, you know, those type of things. So those are one of the jobs of me being an agent, being an intermediary between you, the school, and you. So if they ask you anything or anything, it's easy for me to negotiate with them, right? And with this explanation for visa application processing, visa and admission, I'll collect 1.5 million. Yes, I just remember. Oh, it's in 4 times, maybe 1.5 million, 750, because that back and forth. So. Okay, so if you know you're interested, you can send me a mail, you can send me a DM, and I cannot wait to have you guys on board. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.